Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of the Word with Zay podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining in yet another week. This week we are on episode 11, y'all. We hit episode 10 last week. That was a great episode. To my sister, once again, if you are listening, Martina, thank you so much, sis, for coming on. You know I love you. Um, and yeah, welcome to another episode of Word with Zay, or as I say, W.W.Z.P. Amen. But I really wanted to speak with you guys today on something um, that I've had since January, since the beginning of this year. This word has been in my spirit since January. Discipline. Why? I don't know. It's not for me to know, obviously, but I have been praying about it, and I can really tell since I've learned how to discipline myself. Because there for a long time, guys, I didn't have discipline, and I think that's why I wasn't consistent in anything that I would do, because I lacked discipline with it, and for example, with when it comes to working out, for a long time, every morning I would get on my treadmill, and then about an hour later, I would give my body a rest, and then an hour later, I would get on my resistance bands and do weightlifting workouts, because I can't do like dumbbells and stuff like that, because I don't have a prosthetic for me to be able to do that. So I have resistance bands, and for a long time I was doing that, and then I I got bored with it, because it's like I was constantly doing the same thing every day. I was constantly getting up and doing the same workouts every day. I had nothing to look forward to. I had no kind of workout regimen, no kind of routine. I would just get up, get on treadmill, hour later, get on the bands. Just it was like I was just going in a cycle every day, and I eventually got bored with it. So I stopped, and whenever I stopped doing that, I stopped eating the right things. So whenever I started working out, I gradually started going back to eating the snacks and the sweets and drinking the sodas and stuff like that, because in that I lacked discipline. And same thing when it comes to the Lord and my relationship with Jesus Christ. For a long time, I had my alarm set. I was waking up every morning in prayer, in meditation, reading my word. Um, and then I got bored with it. I started finding myself getting a lot sleepier and um, a lot more tired in my body when I would try to wake up to come back here and pray, because I used to have a prayer corner over here. But that I would come in here every morning, every night, every morning, day and night. I would be in here in prayer, reading my word. But it was almost like I was doing it in a cycle. Like it wasn't nothing for me to look forward to. So I got bored with it. Why? Because I lacked discipline. And that is something that we need in this day and time, is discipline. And I know whenever we hear the word discipline, we often think about a child that is being disciplined. They do something they have no business doing, so they get put in time out. That's not the kind of discipline I'm talking about. The kind of discipline that I'm talking about is the discipline that you have to have in order to remain consistent in the things that you do. Like when it comes to, um, like I say, we're working out. I lacked discipline before. Now I have discipline. So every morning, 5 a.m., I'm in prayer. By 6, I'm on the treadmill working out. I have something to look forward to, because I've created this routine in what I do. I've learned how to discipline myself in those areas when it comes to my physical health and my spiritual health. I've learned how to discipline myself when it comes to having a desire for something that's not good for me to eat. I would be sitting around people and they would be eating cake or drinking a soda. They would be like, "Hey Zay, you want some?" Or eating potato chips. They say, "No, I don't." Before I would say, "You know what? Yeah, I'll take a little bit of it. It won't hurt me. I'll take a little bit." But now, no, 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 thank you. Why? Because I've now got discipline. I've learned how to discipline myself. I've learned how to discipline myself when it comes to what I do and what I desire to do. With this with the Word With Zay talk show, I had no discipline. So I got tired of doing the same thing every week. And plus, I think I was recording at least twice a week. I think I was. I think I was recording like 2 episodes a week. I think. Um, like I didn't have any set day for me to record. I would just pick a day out of the week. Anytime I felt like it would just record. And because I was constantly doing that, I was constantly in a cycle, just doing the same thing. Sometimes once or twice a day, sometimes 3 times a week. I got bored with it because I lacked discipline. When now with this podcast, I have my set day. Every Wednesday is my recorded day. I post clips around 12 o'clock. Uh, Thursday I post a couple more clips. By Friday I know, okay, let's go ahead and load up this episode and get it transitioned from video to audio so that way it can get put on Podbean to get on Apple Podcasts and so on and so forth. Because I now have a routine of what I do. I know what I'm going to do, and I have a schedule, and I have disciplined myself to follow that schedule, to follow that routine. And that's just it. And I think that has helped me a lot because like for Christmas my mother got me a calendar that I have been telling her that I wanted for a while because I wanted to be able, because when we having this podcast I wanted to be able to make sure that I keep up with my payments, that I keep up with all these things that I have to keep up with. If I ever have a guest on the show, I want to make sure that I write it down on my calendar or in my planner, planner here, so that way I can keep up with it. I'm learning how to discipline myself with that. I'm disciplining my mind and creating a routine of things so that way I won't get bored with it, but I'll have something to look forward to. And that's it. We have to have discipline, or if not, we are gonna fall off of everything that we do. Ask me, I know. I know. Because I done it. I lacked discipline for a long time. And I'm so thankful that now I wish it would have happened earlier. And I know I'm only 20, but still, I wish I would have had discipline when it comes to the things that I was doing, even now to the content that I was creating and the things that I was doing for content when it comes to recording and editing. If I would have had discipline and I would have created a routine for myself, then everything I believe would have went a lot smoother and it wouldn't have been as stressful. But now it's not stressful because I have a routine of what I do. I have a schedule and I'm disciplined when it comes to that routine. I'm disciplined myself to make sure that I stick to that routine. Every now and then um I may find myself planning for an episode. And usually my planning days for episode I have set for Monday. I plan for episodes Monday and Tuesday. I record on Wednesday. I post 2 clips at 12 o'clock on Wednesdays. I post one more clip, or maybe two on Thursdays, and then Friday I publish my episodes on the platforms. And that's because I've created this routine and I've disciplined myself. And that is why this has been a lot easier for me. I'm not gonna say it has not been stressful, that it has not been a tearjerker, because it has. I have this has created a little bit of stress, but it's nothing like how it would be if I was, excuse me, if I was how I were back then. because back then I lacked discipline. But now I've gotten older, I've matured, so I've learned to make sure that I create this routine, this schedule, and I make sure that I discipline myself to stick to it. And because I've done that, I have been successful in executing this podcast and making sure that I that I stick to my schedule, that I make sure that I'm in here in the office prepping for episodes Monday and Tuesday, making sure I'm here on this mic recording on Wednesdays, and making sure that around 12 o'clock I got clips already edited and put together to post of the episodes by Wednesday, and then by Thursday, then by Friday, making sure that I already have the episode edited, and also that too. I got to get a little bit better with that too, because here recently I've found myself waiting until Friday morning to edit the episodes, but we're gonna get better with that. And you know, and I'm not fully there when it comes to discipline. I'm still in a learning stage. You know, yeah, I'm still a work in progress, and that's okay. That's okay to be a work in progress, because I know that as long as I continue to work at it, I'm gonna get even better with it. Just like with this podcast, the first episode, the first couple episodes, I didn't think I did really well, but because I remained, I continued doing it. I remained um in that mindset to push, despite of how I felt about the episodes. Other people thought they were well. I didn't think they were. But because I had the mind to push and not give up, I pushed forward, and look at where we are today, episode 11. So that's all it is, man. You just have to learn how to discipline yourself. You have to learn how to remain consistent in the things that you do. Hey, just give me 1 second, just one. Why ain't you following us on our social medias? Why haven't you downloaded the podcast? Why? And I need to know. Huh? Huh? Exactly. There's no excuse. So this is what I need from you guys. I need for you to go right now. Before we get back to this show, I need for you to go to Instagram, and I need you to go to TikTok. In the search bar, I need for you to type in a.p.inc media _. It'll pop right on up there. Just hit the follow button. And then I need for you to slide right on over. It's right there across the street from it. It's right there on Podcast Avenue. You'll see it as soon as you turn left from Social Media Street. Turn left and you'll see it. Podcast Avenue. Big old sign. The Word With Zay podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. And you can also slide it on YouTube as well if you want to watch it visually. But I need for you guys to go to those platforms, wherever you would like to tune in, and go and hit that follow button and also download. Alright, love you guys. Let's get back to the show. Deuces. So now, that I know y'all probably asking, why in the world he got on a ace bandage? I'm going to tell you why. I got a little story time for you. 15 years ago. 15 now. I'm 20 years old. I'll be 21 come May 1st. 15 years ago, I was at daycare. My little brother and I was at daycare. And we were on this teacup. It's called a teacup. It's this big old, and I remember it's like almost like this big old bowl. Like this big old human sized bowl. And you sit in it, and whenever you sit down in it, you put your legs in between this long thing. It's a stick and then a circle at the top, a big circle at the top, and you spin the circle. And as you're spinning the circle, it causes the bowl, the cup, to spin around in circles. Thank God we weren't going forward, because if not, it'd tell them where we would have went. But my brother was turning it, and we were going in circles, going in circles. I looked back, and our daycare teacher at the time, she was calling for the class to come back inside the daycare. It was time for us to start and get ready for our parents to come and pick us up. Okay. So she steady calling, I'm still steady saying, Shiloh, stop, dude, stop. Teacher tells us to come on in. He's steady pulling, steady twisting, steady turning. And I'm finally like, okay. So I put my hand. Why did I do this, y'all? I was a child. I didn't know no better. Be quiet. Don't judge me. Thank you. We listen, but we don't judge. Amen. I put my I put my hand up under the steering wheel to try to stop it, and the more I would try to hold it to keep him from continue pushing it, he would push. He would just keep just going with force, just continue turning it, and then he kept turning it, and next thing I know, my wrist does this number here. It goes all the way back, and all of a sudden, all I hear is a pop. That was a terrible pop sound. Forgive me, but all I hear is my wrist pop. In that moment, I was not hurt because of my adrenaline rushing. But once my adrenaline went down, yo, that was the worst pain I believe I've ever felt in my life. Seriously, I believe that is the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. And it was terrible. It was terrible whenever I would go to pick up even picking up a piece of paper towel, y'all. I remember it like it was yesterday. I walked into daycare with a broke wrist. I picked up, it wasn't a paper towel, a piece of tissue. My hand was lit. Hold on, I'm gonna give you an example. I ain't got no paper towels in my office here, but I got a sticky note. I'm just gonna show y'all because it's sticky notes by as light as a piece of paper towel or toilet paper. But I picked it up and y'all, my hand was doing this number here. My hand was shaking just picking up a piece of toilet paper. That's just like my wrist was messed up, and it's because of my brother. But he was younger. We were both younger. He was a child. I was a child back then. You know, he didn't know no better. But that joker hurt. That was the worst pain I believe I've ever felt in my life. And so that happened. And like I say, 15 years ago, I still to this day, it still bothers me. This wrist still gives me trouble. And I'm praying to God that it's not carpal tunnel or arthritis. But I do a lot of typing, like here in my office. Whenever I'm prepping for episodes or whenever I'm writing the script, I do a lot of typing. Um, so I pray it's not either one of those. If it is, I won't be surprised. But if not, thank God. But last night, yesterday evening, I don't know what I doing. I don't know what I doing, but I went to pick up the skillet because I've been eating a lot earlier nowadays. Just trying to remain consistent, remain disciplined in my routine. Excuse me, excuse me. Um, so I've been trying to eat a little earlier nowadays, and I went to pick up the skillet. Thank God it wasn't hot. When I say I almost dropped that skillet on the floor, it was like this achy pain just shot through my wrist. And I'm like, oh my gosh. It hurt so bad, y'all. And I kid you not, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, it felt like it did the day that I broke my wrist. And it wasn't really a break, it was a buckle fracture. But the day that happened, that's exactly how it felt yesterday. And so I wrapped it up in I wrapped my wrist up in a what's it called, heating pad. The heating pad won't do nothing. It would get hot, then it would start cooling down. I put it on high, and it still would start cooling down. Nothing worked. I tried to put ice on it. Ice wouldn't work. And so then I wake up this morning, and my wrist was good. Tell me why I go to grab this clothes bin from in front of my door so I can grab this shirt and this hat to put on for this episode recorded today. I go to grab it. Tell me why pain shoot through my wrist. Tell me why. Why? So, here we are. Once again. So, welcome to Word With Zay, brought to you by pain. I'm not going to stay on this topic too long. Well, actually, I said I would speak on this at the end of the episode, so that way it wouldn't feel like I was just talking about this the whole episode. But I got to tell y'all this. If y'all didn't watch Monday Night Raw this past Monday night, y'all missed something. Y'all missed a treat. And yes, I meant to do that with my voice. Y'all missed a treat. The OTC, Roman Reigns, returned Monday night. And I don't know about y'all, but I enjoyed Raw Monday night. I believe that is the best episode of Monday Night Raw that I've seen in a long time. And yeah, I believe that is the best episode of Monday Night Raw that I've seen in a long time. However, that main event, we seen we seen Seth Rollins versus CM Punk in a steel cage match. When I say them brothers was going in, those brothers were going in. There was no weapons. It was just straight hands and throwing each other into the cage. It was, and I love what Bully Ray said on Busted Open Radio. I listened to that yesterday. I've been trying to find full episodes of that. I don't know why it's called Busted Open, but where they talk about wrestling. But Bully Ray, Bubba Ray Dudley, he was saying how it was like an old school. It gave you that old school feeling with that steel cage match because they didn't have no weapons. It was just literally straight up hands and throwing each other against the cage. And I agree with that. No, I don't know how it was back in the old times because that was before my time. But Monday night, I really enjoyed seeing Monday Night Raw, the full show as a whole, but especially that match. And then knowing Seth Rollins and CM Punk's history, because this is a rivalry that has been going on. I believe Michael Cole said since like 2012. I believe he said back whenever Seth Rollins was with the Shield, and that match was a match that I pray the WWE remembers for decades to come, because that match was worth that. It's worth remembering for decades to come. Just the charisma, the personalities, the energy, the aura, like it was a phenomenal. And I'm getting goosebumps here just thinking about it or just talking about it because it was just that good. And there's been a lot of rumors that I've seen because I do a lot of research when it comes to WWE because that's just what I do. I am a true diehard WWE fan, and I love it. I love the sport. I love it. And I done some research and I seen where people were saying that we needed to see Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns or CM Punk versus Roman Reigns or CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 41 in April next month, actually. And well, actually, Yeah, a little over a month. We got like 40 something days left till WrestleMania, and I am really, really looking forward to it. Especially after what happened Monday night on Raw, and then after that match, that awesome of a match, and then um, OTC Roman Reigns to come in behind Seth Rollins and literally pull him out the cage. Like the way they had the cameras in, I'm not even gonna lie. At first, I thought it was Jacob Fatu. I really did. I thought it was Jacob Fatu just because of how they had the camera angled and the way Roman's wristbands looked, the way his glove looked, the way his not his glove. I don't even think he had gloves and a wristband. What am I talking about? But like just by the way he looked, the way they had the camera angled. At first, I thought it was Jacob Fatu, and and I can say the steel cage match, it was not a clean win. It was not a clean win because Roman Reigns pulled Seth Rollins out. So that means Seth Rollins' feet hit the mat first. So he won the match. But it was because of Roman Reigns, and so it was not a clean win. But after that brutal of a match, and then to see Roman Reigns pull Seth Rollins out of that ring the way he did, out of that cage the way that he did, and then Superman punches him. And let me just back up right quick. To see Seth Rollins' face, that brother, woo, that man looks scared. That brother looks scared. And it's like he tried to run, but I can't remember if Seth was trying to run to Roman or if he was trying to run away from Roman. But I think I'm gonna go back and watch this match whenever I'm done with this recording because I want to really dig in and really see, the different camera angles and all that stuff that took place specifically in that moment. But but yeah, Roman Reigns, Superman punched him, speared him, and then Roman Reigns hit Seth Rollins with Seth's own move, the curb stomp. Thank God that Adam Pearce ran out there and stopped Roman. But I kind of wish it would have happened because that would have added a lot of more juice to the story, to the storyline leading up to WrestleMania. Because I truly believe after what happened Monday night, and I'm going to get back into that, but I truly believe that after what happened Monday night on Raw, I truly believe we're going to get that triple threat match. But if Roman Reigns would have not waited, if he would have went ahead, he would have hurt Seth Rollins. Not literally because it's entertainment, it's scripted, but he would have hurt Seth Rollins because at first Roman hit him with a curb stomp on the mat, and then he put Seth's head up against the steel cage, up against the steel stairs, the steps, and Roman was getting ready to stop him on the steps. But Adam Pearce ran out there and stopped Roman Reigns from hitting Seth Rollins with a curb stop on the steel steps. I'm glad that didn't happen, but then again, I'm not glad that it didn't happen because, like I said, that would have added more juice to the story. But after that happened, Roman Reigns looked up and we seen Paul Heyman consoling CM Punk in the middle of the ring, and Roman Reigns gave this look like you got to be kidding me. And so Roman went into the ring. He went in the cage. He demolished CM Punk, threw him against each side of the cage, and then Roman hit the ropes and speared CM Punk, and that was all she wrote. And I truly believe after that happened because and I say the reason why I say that I feel like now is the lead up. This is the start up to their triple threat match because Roman Reigns pulled Seth out. He attacked Seth Rollins, and then he turned around and attacked CM Punk. So I think now we're gonna really see the build up to Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk at WrestleMania, and I can't wait to see it. Now I'm going to say this too. I do not agree at all with them not putting Jey Uso in that night 2 main event spot. Why? Because he won the Royal Rumble, and I think that this match between him and Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, I feel like that match is going to be that good that it's going to be main event worthy. And main event, Jey Uso deserves to be in that main event spot. So I think that he needs to be on night 2 of the main event. I don't think he needs to be the first match of the night. No, he won the Royal Rumble. Give him his match in the main event. But we're probably going to see him and Gunther probably night 1 of probably the first match of the night 1, and then CM Punk versus Roman versus Seth Rollins for night 1 main event, and then John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for night 2 of WrestleMania. But I'm so excited. I can't wait. Like I say, when I get finished with this recording, I'm going to go watch because I want to see what really took place with that. I want to see if I can see anything, if I can get any more um, details out of that, out of those camera shots and things of that nature. But yeah, man, I'm excited for Raw next week. I'm excited for SmackDown Friday night, Monday Night Raw next week, WrestleMania in April. I'm excited. And I know y'all probably get tired of hearing me talk about wrestling, but I can't help it, I got to have something to talk about, and this is good to talk about. This is some good stuff. But with that being said, let's go ahead on to the word of the day, and we will get y'all out of here. And today's word of the day is simple. It is very simple. It's coming from the book of John, chapter 4, verse 24. And it says, God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And with that being said, guys, make sure that you go this weekend. Go. I want to give you, I want to challenge you guys. This weekend, I want to go into this weekend with a mind and a heart postured towards the throne of grace, and with us in a posture of prayer, praise, and worship. Because I believe God is getting ready to do great and mighty things, guys. I truly believe that. And I'm so grateful for what he has in store for me, for this platform, for all of you that are listening. So I encourage you, let's go through this weekend with a worship in our hearts and with a praise on the fruit of our lips, because the Heavenly Father is worthy of it all. He is so good. He is so mighty. And I'm telling you, if you don't know him today as your Savior, today is the day of salvation. Accept him into your heart. Let him come in and let him change your life, because I promise you it'll be the best decision you will ever make in your life. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in yet another week. Make sure that you guys tune in next week for an all new episode of Word With Zay. And make sure that you go and follow us on our socials, A.P.INC media _. You can find us with that handle on Instagram and on TikTok. Also, make sure that you go subscribe to us on YouTube, Word With Zay podcast. Make sure you go hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you go and view past episodes. Like I told y'all last week, I got some ugly raw smooth coming for you soon. I've got 2 scripts already written. I'm gonna start working on that probably this coming week. And I've also got a new character coming too. I ain't gonna tell you who it is. I'm gonna just let you see it in the skit. I'm gonna introduce that character in the comedy sketch that I have coming. But make sure that you guys go and follow us on our socials, subscribe to us on YouTube, and also make sure that you go download, 5-star rate, and review wherever you get your pods. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. And with that being said, thank you guys once again for coming on another week. So have a blessed weekend. Stay blessed. Stay tuned, because an all new episode of Word With Zay is coming soon next week. So I hope you're ready. And that is on Word With Zay. Peace.